communicating their feelings. We've got the Your Mysterious card, and that sometimes is kind of like, oh, but this is more so a card that talks about, I feel like you're hiding things. I feel like you're not super easy to read, and I don't really know where I stand with you. So, how am I supposed to make decisions regarding our connection if I don't know where you stand? So we've also got the focused on money card, which is obviously about somebody saying, you know, I want to make sure I'm doing right by my career or my finances. So maybe they have a concern as to whether or not they should continue to invest in this connection. So let's call on spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a wonderful day or a wonderful weekend, depending on when you see this. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, along with more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members, and thank you to those who gift memberships. I appreciate you. We're going to dive in with the, ooh, Lord, I almost knocked over the phone. We're going to start with the Gold in Lenormand. What else do we have? And if you can hear a little humming in the background, I turned on a space heater because it is cold. You know, it feels like it jumped right from summer to winter, but it'll pop back up. What else do we have? Wow, we have number 29 and we have number 30. Number 29 is the woman in the Lenormand, and number 30 is the lily. Generally, I like to comment that when we see genders called out in tarot or oracle cards, it doesn't always correlate to that specific gender, right? It can be talking more so about traits or characteristics. And we do have, I think this is talking about someone's attractiveness. I think we have somebody here who feels like someone is attractive but also calming. So when I spend time with you, I'm not as anxious or I'm not as concerned about like what's going on. They like the energy around you, but it feels like they have to at some point make a choice regarding whether or not things are going to get serious, which could be why they're trying to figure you out, right? We're going to go with the Pulp Tarot. Hello, Rob. How are you doing? You're Pisces? That's awesome. Rob, I do tend to do personal questions at the end of the general readings that I do. Hello, Pika. How you doing? What else? Oh, and for those of you who have responded to my post regarding candle making, first of all, I appreciate you. I think I will update that post as well, but I'm making a bunch more candles today. So I will update you as far as what I actually have available. Gotta make sure they actually like look decent before I try to sell any, you know? All right, what else? Page of Wands, Magician, Knight of Cups in the reverse. So if this person is not communicating their emotions, if you feel like there's no reason for them to be indecisive, we could have somebody that decides, you know what, I'm perfectly capable of starting this conversation. I don't have to wait for it to come up in topic. I'm just going to ask, like, hey, are you interested in something more committed, or should I be investing elsewhere? Because this is someone who's, it's kind of like my time is money. You know, if you don't want to be pursuing something with me, then I might have to spend my time with somebody else or doing something else, right? So this is like decision time. Wow. It's definitely decision time. So we have two cards that talk about decisions, the Two of Swords and the Justice card. And then we have one card for that new, if you were to keep it moving, right? And then we have one card for the Ten of Pentacles, which is like that long-term connection. But it can also be representative of somebody who's saying, look, I'm focused on money. I'm not going to invest further in a connection with you if you're just kind of like medium on it, you know? Makes sense. Hello, Polly. Thank you, Bob. That's kind of you. Hello, Wayne. Hello, Dylan. I am not. I feel very protective, but thank you. Hello, Ollie. Hello, Tyvon. How are you doing? I don't really do health questions, at least not to that degree. Hello, Candy. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? From Newcastle. Hold on. Is that where Geordie Shore was? Because it's Newcastle upon Tyne, right? Right? If so, I'm jealous. Hello, Fly Me. How's it going? Welcome back. Hello, Myra. Candy, I often do personal questions at the end of the general reading, which is usually about 30 minutes in, with priorities to those that tip or donate. I do also like to do some freebies from time to time, but per my comments on making candles, I'm probably going to be recording a little bit less today. I got to make sure I get through my personal readings as well. Oh, thank you, Lexi. You like it? Look, you guys. I even got the little matchy, like, small one in the upright position. Dun, dun. Matchy. I wanted to use it, like, on the tabletop, but it's too small for that. But, yeah. I like it too. Aw, thank you. Oh, I love you too, Dexter. Do you like the show or do you hate the show, Dexter? So we have the Knight of Wands, Judgment, Nine of Swords in the reverse. So whoever I'm reading for, this is like, hey, you know what? Like, I can appreciate that you got a lot going on, or I can appreciate that, you know, maybe it's not easy to have this conversation, but I would rather know. If you're not interested, like, just let me know. So I do think the Nine of Swords is kind of a positive card being in the reverse. This is somebody who's saying, like, I'm not going to sit here and just, like, worry about it. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off and ask. And if you want something, then you'll let me know, right? Oh, that's so cool, Mark. Well, I hope that's going well for you. Hello, Kel. I appreciate your beliefs, and I hope you can have respect or tolerance for those that may have different beliefs. We've got the Chariot, the High Priestess, Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Six of Wands in the reverse. Well, this is somebody who prefers to be mysterious. This is somebody who doesn't want to give you the answer. But I don't think they're expecting you to push back on that. Sometimes there are people who are just like testing your limits, right? Like, what can I get away with? When do you actually get irritated? Or when do you push back? I'm going to play coy or just kind of pretend I didn't hear your question, or say, oh, let's talk about that tomorrow. You know, like, I don't know if we should go that serious today. But this is somebody who is expecting you to just kind of wait and tolerate not getting that prioritization or that, like, title, if you will. All right, this is the White Sage Tarot. What else do we have? Queen of Swords in the reverse. I think they're intentionally difficult because they can get away with more. I think this is somebody who avoids that relationship question because then they have to be, it's like then they have to be held accountable, or then there's like rules that would be potentially broken. Queen of Swords in the reverse, Six of Swords. If I don't say anything, I can't get in trouble. If I don't raise my hand, or if I don't make a promise or an obligation, then, you know, like I'm free. Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the reverse. It's like I want to be able to make an impulsive decision. So even if this person feels like you could have a very happy relationship together, they seem to be concerned that it would limit them to do what they want to do. Hello, Angel. How are you doing? Candy, I would say for the live stream personal questions, the average tip amount is probably $5. If you're doing multiple questions, it tends to be more like 10. If you're doing a long form personal reading, those start at $40 USD and start at the 15 to 20 minute mark, or like that's how long the readings are. So we have the Devil. And for those longer form ones, you want to email me, wickedwandstarot@gmail.com, which is in my description box. So we have the Devil and the Seven of Swords. I really don't like that. I think this is somebody who says one thing and does another, or is trying to make it seem like they're more likely to get into a relationship than they really are. Hello, Taylor. Wait, Teodorio? Did I say that wrong? I'm sorry. Hello, Jimmy. How are you doing? Hello, Kazi. I'm kind of boring this year. Sadly, all my Halloween stuff is packed up. Hopefully I can change that soon. We have the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. I think they want to be sneaky. I think they want things to be relatively undiscussed or undecided and keep things up in the air or questionable, because then they can sneak out if they want to, or they can stay on the dating apps. They like to live in the more like ambiguous type situations. So they don't really want to have rules. But with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like whoever I'm reading for, you're a little bit different than some of the other people they have been around, and you're not interested in playing those games or letting someone get the best of both worlds. We have the Tower in the reverse. You're not threatened by this person walking away or losing what you have with them, because if it's not good enough, then you're not going to miss it anyways. And if it is good enough, then they need to step it up. So I feel like your willingness to walk away is something that they don't anticipate. They were pretty sure that you'd be like, oh, that's nice. Thank you for paying me attention for 20 minutes this week. I'm really thankful. So I think you're willing to walk away because they're not communicating in a direct way, or it seems likely that they're playing games. So you say something to reiterate what your expectations or what works for you. Hey, you know, normally I would say, I expect blah, 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 or I would hope that we could go for a date, but we haven't. If that's not something that you're likely to be into or want to do, then maybe we're not a good match, and I could, you know, just kind of bow out at this time. I feel like you approach it in kind of like an easygoing, like, you know, no big deal if that's not what you want. Then that just means we're incompatible, right? But here's what I need. And if you can do that, then I would. Or I'm going to keep walking, you know? Hello, West Coast. How are you doing? Hello, Lorraine. I hope you're having a good day. Did I say hello to Grindheart? How you doing? We've got the Hierophant in the reverse, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Seven of Wands. Yeah, I think I think there's an issue here with somebody who feels like you won't walk away. Lorraine, let me know if you have a question. For the month of November, I got you. Thank you. And happy November. And then, hello, Easy Pranks. How you doing? Let me know if you'd like me to pull a few cards for you. Hello, Arthur. I hope you're having a good day. I'm gonna go for the truth is, because I'm gonna be honest, I kind of feel like this person's a little shady. But you're calling them on it. You're making them choose. That's cool. You want to be mysterious, but here's what I need. And if you can't do it, then like, you know, I'm sure you can find someone else. My needs are unfulfilled. Are you going to fulfill them, or are you going to give up? And then we have divine timing. Everything will work when the universe sees fit. I'm doing well, thank you, West Coast. Yeah, this is saying speak up. Tell them how it is, and if they can't handle it, then they can't handle it. No need to be sassy or rude or condescending. Just, you know, here's what I'm looking for. And if that's not appealing or if that's not something that you can offer, then we can just kind of part ways. That makes sense, right? That's what we do when we're dating, trying to figure out if you are compatible, if you want similar things. This is the Gypsy Oracle. Yes, I would agree. What else? Misfortune and Scholar. You've been through this kind of thing before. You've had hope with a person that was stringing you along, or you were patient for somebody that you should have established those boundaries with earlier on. So this is you not repeating the same thing. This is you realizing sometimes you just have to make sure that that hope is founded on reality instead of just, you know, somebody's potential or what you hope somebody can offer. Hello, DeMarco. How are you doing? Hello, Salvador. Be respectful. We've got Lord. Consolation in the reverse. So you tell this person that you're only interested if they want to be communicative, or, you know, you set some boundaries, and this person's like, oh, so it's like your way or the highway? Yes. Yes, it is. There's only one lane on the highway. And if you're going the wrong speed, you're going to get kicked off. I don't know, something like that. This is the Catamancy. We've got the World, the Three of Coins in the reverse, and Death in the reverse. So basically, this person you're dealing with is looking at this conversation and realizing, so you're going to end things or you're going to walk away if I don't treat you the way that you would like to be treated. There's no middle ground. I can't keep you as like, you know, a situationship. So it's either like all or nothing. And that's where you have to confirm, like, are you serious about finding something, or are you just content with a distraction? Because if it's a distraction, then you have to ask yourself, what else could you be potentially achieving if you were not investing your time in somebody who's not willing to be honest with you? Because you deserve better than that, right? Oh, that's awesome, Derek. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Erkin. How are you? I hope you're having a good weekend. Hello, Jonathan. How are you doing? What else do we have? Judgment in the reverse. the Lovers, and the Ace of Swords. You're letting this person choose their own outcome, right? If you want this, then I need to see that. If you can't offer that, then I go away. So they now have the choice after you were faced with, am I going to put up with this? Nah. I think the truth is I know what I deserve, and this person isn't really offering me that. Thank you, Stephanie. How are you doing? Let me write that down for you. Regret not choosing me. And moving on. I got you, Stephanie. Thank you. And I don't think I saw anything from Easy Pranks. Did I? I did not. So, Easy Pranks, if you are still there, let me know if you would like a few cards pulled for you, please. What else do we have? Look at that cute card. The Fool. Three of Cups in the reverse. They really do not expect you to just be like, oh, that's not what you're looking for, and then turn on your heel and leave. They expect you to just be like thankful for the breadcrumbs that they offer you. No, thank you. I don't, not my thing. All right, we'll pull a few from the Situations deck, and then I'll start. Actually, we're only 21 minutes in. We'll pull a few more. I do not see it. Did I miss it? Yeah, Grindhard, I'm starting to get nervous because you've said there have been several that have not come through, but I see 3. Hey, how's it going, Align Your Soul? I hope you're having a good day. How was your Halloween? What else do we have? Entrapment, pregnancy, money, and heartstrings. Retaliation, punish, payback, revenge, and pressure cooker, rage, and ready to explode. What? Why? This person gets mad because you have standards? All right. Can I just tell you, you deserve better than this person. Like, I'm trying to be patient and like reserve judgment here. But this is somebody who, when you establish the rules of engagement, or you say, this is like the bare minimum of what I need in order to be happy in a connection with the two of us, they push back. They feel like you're trying to trap them in a relationship, and they get angry about it. This could be a sign that somebody is going to gaslight you or manipulate you into feeling bad for having rules. And it's like, no. I've just learned enough in my previous relationships to not be treated this way and like call it love. Don't let this person overly influence your perception of what is fair game for you to say, this is what I tolerate and this is what I don't tolerate. Because I'm telling you right now, this person, they don't get it. And they're going to try to make you feel bad for having standards. You know what kind of people make you feel bad for having standards? The people that aren't worth your time. Just practice saying it with me now. You're not good enough. I don't say that to anybody. They're not even trying. Yeah. They're mad at you for having standards, and that really gets under my skin. Because you deserve better than that. The kind of people who expect you to do anything they ask, the kind of people who expect you to just like appreciate breadcrumbs and not ask for more, they're not worth your time. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I don't have it. I have the 3 tips. Lorraine, Easy Pranks, and Stephanie. Happy Saturday, Brian. How are you doing? Hello. Kriti? Is it Kriti? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, V. Hello, why not? Hello, Roland. Oh, it's Vishal. Sorry. Hello, Ibiza. All right, so we've got the Knight of Pentacles and the reverse. I think it's right on top. It's right on top of the other Knight of Pentacles that I did. Interesting. So this person feels like your pushing back on them is argumentative. They feel like it's rude or demanding, or you're trying to trap them. But they're getting defensive because your request is perfectly reasonable. Have you ever had somebody who just like out of nowhere starts a fight and you feel like, how did this happen? Like, I'm pretty sure I was just like speaking up for myself and it was totally normal. Like, someone misquotes you and you correct them and then they just like go off. That right there, that's what they call a red flag, because we need to be cautious about what it is that puts us in this pressure cooker energy. You want to be happier in life? Don't let as many people get you in this state. You have to really try to ruffle my feathers. It used to be a lot easier a couple years ago. This is somebody who wants to ruffle your feathers now. I mean, like, this is a flirtatious romantic energy, but now that you've pointed out to them that they're asking for too much, they're like, I'm gonna show you. That's their voice. That's what they sound like. We have the Hanged Man and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, because they don't like how you're turning the tables on them. They don't like losing or admitting that they lost control and that you actually have control, because you're saying, you want to hang out with me? Here's what I need. Otherwise, I'm not going to hang out with you. And they're the one who's used to being in charge of things, right? Like, okay, I have some free time, or hey, you want to do this? Or if I don't feel like telling you something that I don't. They feel like the power dynamic has shifted, and that's why they retaliate. Not because you actually did anything wrong, and that's why it's a red flag. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you mad because I have standards? Silly of me. You're right. I shouldn't have standards. The reason that people get mad says a lot about who they are. What actually gets you riled up? I will tell you one thing. When my technology doesn't work, which happened yesterday, thank you to my personal reading client for being patient. I lose my temper a little bit. But these are things that we can all focus on and work over time to reduce, right? Things that we don't have control over, it'll work when it works. People who don't want to treat you the way you deserve to be treated, that's okay. I don't have to hang out with you anymore. If you're going to act like that, I can be way over there, blissfully unaware. They don't like that. They're used to people being a little obsessed, and they're realizing you're not obsessed with them. That you could just walk away and be perfectly fine. I hate that. They're used to people being so attracted to them or so interested that they don't really have to try very hard. And if that's the case, then shouldn't they be okay with just like going back to the like dating pool and finding somebody new to get obsessed with them? You know? Did I miss Flower? Hello, Flower. I want to know what kind of cheese you bought yesterday. I'm glad to hear that again. Who have I missed? Hello, Michelle. How are you doing? I don't know what that means. Ah, I got you. All right, what are we at? We're at 30 minutes. So I'm going to start with, oh my gosh, I keep turning around thinking there's more cards there. What do we want for personal readings? We're going to go with the Earth and Bones Tarot. So the first person up would be Lorraine. Lorraine, we're going to see what we've got for you for the month of November. What's up for Lorraine, or what's coming up for Lorraine in the month of November, please? 5 of Jars, the 7 of Petals, or 7 of Pentacles. 5 of Jars would be the 5 of Cups. Lorraine, I'm seeing that in the beginning part of November, there is a nagging intuition telling you that maybe you shouldn't invest further in something. This could be something like a job. This could be a friendship. This could be a romance. This could even be like plants. I don't know. Whether you should invest more seems to be a little bit of a concern. And this is saying follow that intuition. It is telling you to pull back for a reason. Maybe you need that resource, whether it's money or time or both. Maybe you need more of that elsewhere and you're not quite sure of it yet. But there's a risk here that you ignore your intuition and you go for it anyways. It could be like even loaning someone some money. And then you end up realizing a truth that tells you your intuition was right all along and you should not have invested in that, because it leaves you unable to get something done that is an obligation or responsibility of yours. So be a little bit conservative this month, whether that's money or time. There's something your intuition is telling you to pull back on or to not agree to do. And it's because there's something else coming up in November that you're going to need that time or energy for. I hope that goes well for you, Lorraine. I'm glad to hear that. Hold on, I saw something about goat cheese. And brie. I like it. I like it. All right, so we've got easy pranks. I don't think I heard anything, but I'm going to just pull a couple cards. Is that weird? I hope not. 4 of Wicks, 4 of Wands. This is like a leveling up. Ooh, I like that for you. This is about next level. Letting go of something has enabled you to move freely about the cabin. There are things you're going to be able to accomplish or things you're able to pursue that previously seemed off limits to you. It's like an unlocked door. You found that missing key and now you're able to go and explore that. So you've got a lot of exciting new beginnings or like fresh energy ahead of you. Hello, Sun Up. How are you doing? All right, so then we've got Stephanie. Will C regret not choosing me and moving on? Yes. We have the Queen of Jars, which is the Queen of Cups, and the 7 of Crystals, or the 7 of Swords in the reverse. It takes a moment. It's kind of like when you're waiting for a photograph to develop in a darkroom. This is not something that is readily accepted by C, but with more time, there's a deeper understanding of the connection that the two of you had. The Queen of Cups or the Queen of Jars is a beloved person. So it could be that dealing with somebody else has them realizing just what they had with you, and that maybe they were fighting for no reason, or maybe they got defensive with you or chose someone else for not a very good reason. You're welcome, Lorraine. Hello, Elijah. How are you doing? All right, so I'm going to just see, Grind Hard, why do you feel her energy right now? Death, 8 of Jars or 8 of Cups in the reverse, and the Tower in the reverse. I think you feel her energy because there's something here that has changed. She's in the midst of something in terms of her mindset changing, and it does have to do with you. I feel like there's a little bit of innocence or hope returning here. Maybe I had grown a little bit jaded regarding love, or maybe I just didn't really believe that people would treat me right. But now I'm getting to the point where I've got a little bit more of an open mind, and I'm thinking that it could potentially be really great, the connection that I have. No, I'm not. Hello, Fred. Hello, Vicente. Hello, Candace. How are you doing? Hello, Dana. All right. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next reading. Toodles.